First alert day for possible severe storms across northeast Ohio. Chief Meteorologist Jason Nicholas breaking it down hour by hour and when it's expected to clear out.
Yeah, we have to kind of keep that threat around. We haven't seen much at all this afternoon. As I've been saying, that's a fantastic thing. We like to avoid severe weather, especially on a Saturday in June. But we still have a cold front to go through, Caitlin. And until that front goes through, we kind of have to keep it in the back of our head. So let's head over here to the big wall, show you what's going on right now. Cloud cover, our friend today. Rain showers earlier today also help to kind of squash the environment for severe weather today. And again, that's A-OK as far as we're concerned. Tornado watch still in effect, but boy, this is likely going to be allowed to expire. And again, good news for folks down through Tuscarawas County and Carroll County. Notice first alert Doppler, we've got nothing out there across northern Ohio. We had a lot of rain this morning, a lot of rain this afternoon. We had a tornado warning again in Ashtabula County. Second time this week, or at least in a week, that we've had a tornado warning for Ashtabula County. At this point, I have not heard any confirmed reports, though there are some images out of portions of Pennsylvania that do look like something that could have been a tornado. Nothing in Ashtabula County at this point, and also no damage reports as far as I've heard from our friends at the Weather Service. All right, tornado watch, as I mentioned, until 8. Really, this is most likely a non-issue. We only have another hour and a half or so left. And again, I don't see anything here. There's a little bit of clearing out towards Columbus. Can't rule out a couple storms popping there, moving across our southern county. I just don't see it happening. What I am focused on is across our northwestern counties and really across northwest Ohio. You can start to see a few showers beginning to pop here. Southern Michigan out towards Indiana as well. We're really being very specific here on this threat because we haven't seen much. Here's a look at where the front is. Now the colder air is still going to take some time to get here, but there's the cold front right about there. And as that front starts to slide our way, we can perhaps see a few storms forming. This is here in the next hour or so. You can see First Alert Future View. Now, this is our really high resolution First Alert Future View model. Really doesn't go out that long, but normally the resolution's pretty good, meaning it's fairly detailed and specific. So this is 7:30. You can see the showers and storms there. Okay, this is 9:15. So we'll watch for this and see what happens. It may be overdoing it a bit, but you can kind of see the trend. Now, outside of that, not very much of anything. So what we do is we have to wait until probably after 9 o'clock to see what happens here. This is 10:45. Well, it looks like the showers and storms, as you would expect, are going to kind of weaken as they get towards us because the sun goes down. This is midnight. Not much left. Overnight, not looking all that impressive. So, hey, that's fine. If we can avoid any severe weather, it's always a good thing. We did get some rain, which was needed across northern Ohio, at least for a lot of us this morning. All right, mid-80s falling into the low 80s. If you have outdoor plans tonight, go ahead with them. Have the First Alert weather app handy just in case if things change, I'll let you know. You can see these showers and storms. This is 10 p.m. And then notice overnight, again, not much happening. Let's talk about tomorrow. A few clouds to start, but look at tomorrow afternoon. Whoa, is it going to be chilly? Yeah, temperatures may be stuck in the 60s tomorrow. How about that for the final weekend in June? Most likely in the low 70s to start, and then we'll see temperatures kind of fall off a little bit. And look where we are tomorrow night. Widespread 50s, new data alert on Monday. Monday will be a little bit warmer, but again, Sunday and Monday are going to kind of be coolish days, so get ready for that. Overnight lows bottoming out tonight in the upper 60s. Can't rule out an early shower or storm between now and about midnight or 1 a.m. Isolated stuff, only 72 tomorrow. That is 10 degrees below normal. So pool, beach, possible, but it's going to be a little windy. You got to be in the sun. No question. Mid-70s on Monday. Warmer Tuesday. Let's talk a little about a heat up midweek. 90 on Wednesday. Okay, a few storms could be around for the 4th of July here, but does not look like a washout. And then we're back in the 80s Friday, cooler by next weekend. So we'll see. We still have the alert going because that front's got to pull through, but our severe weather threat diminishing here as we get closer to sunset. Caitlin.